And welcome back to the third part of this tutorial. So let's start by creating some functions. Okay, the first thing is, let me create a class here, say, and I will call it calc with uppercase C, and let's declare a function and initialize it. So it's going to be self there, and let's create one variable here. I'm going to call that variable total equals 0, and another variable is going to be self.current and the current equals nothing there. The next one is going to also be self.input underscore value, and that is true. So let's go for another one. It's going to be dot checksum. I call that underscore sum equals false, and the operator dot operator equals there. Then the result equals false. Right. Now that all of that is done, the next thing, I'm going to declare another variable, and this is going to be for my number. So I'll call that number enter equals self underscore num, and self dot result. I have a tutorial on YouTube for you guys to see. You will see the link on the description for how to create just the standard calculator. Right, so results equals false. And what is now, let me declare my first num equals txt display, and that will be dot get. So whatever we have in here is stored in there. And the second number that is going to be string, and that whatever we have in there is now string. Now let's use an if statement. If self dot input value input underscore value, this is what I want the system to do. So that will become self dot current. Okay, self dot current equals second number. Alright, self dot input underscore value, that equals false. Right, else if second number, so let's indent this. If second number, else, this is what I want the system to do. Okay, let's create a sort of variable here that I will use to add all of my numbers. So I'm going to say add value equals that. Right, let's make sure that's fine. Okay, let's try and call this very first one button. Let's say, just to try it if it works as we want, btn I That's for the array. So I'm going to then enter command, right? The command equals lambda lambda's function, right? Let's say x equals number pad, and I equals added value dot number. So that is the name of this function, number, and paste that in here. And this is a wrong spelling, so should be a U there, right? Just paste an X so that we know what we are calling, right? Okay, now that I have called this command inside this variable thing, the next thing is I'm going to have to create a function called display, else there will be an error. So we just speed that up. There we go. Alright, that's the function called display that I referred to here. So let's run it now and see what's going to happen. So yeah, that is fine. We are able to enter values. Okay, that's fine, but we cannot enter 0 yet, so until we call that function as well. Okay, for us to be able to enter 0, so I'm going to copy this. Let's just copy everything here and change it, and let me go straight inside 0. Let's see 0, where is that? There we go. So here I'm going to say comma. There's a lot of, because I copied that, let me change it around first, get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of these as well, change it to column. I don't need this. Okay, and that means here we're going to have to change this to 0 instead of the variables declared up there. So cut that off, and I'll just put that right in here, comma, there. Okay, and let's see if that is going to work. Right, let me just run it. Let's see now. 800. Okay, that's fine. It's working as we want. Alright then, close that. 0 is done. The next one. Okay, before we continue calling the commands, let me create one more function right underneath here. So that is going to be known as sum of total. Okay, that is there. So if you look up here now from class, okay, all I'm just doing is putting together all the functions that I'm going to use. I've already used this function to call the numbers, okay, and I'll be using sum up in conjunction with operator. The next function is going to be to check the various operators that I'm going to be using. So there we go. I have it right here. These are the different operators. Okay, if self.operator equals add, I want it to do this. Subtract, I want it to do that. So I'm actually referring to the name on each of those buttons. Okay, now that those are done, the next thing we want to do now is to make sure those buttons have the right name. Okay, so let's use command to call those operators. Let's see which one is. Okay, look at addition. In the addition, I'm going to use, let's see, that of 0. I'm going to copy all of this from 0. Let's go straight into addition. Paste that in here. Would have just copied the command and so on. And in here, I'm going to change that to addition. Okay, but instead of number here, we need to call the operation. And here, first of all, change this so addition to add, and the operator is called operations. Copy the operation, and right inside here, instead of number enter, that becomes add value underscore. Okay, that will be operator. Add underscore value dot operator. Alright, so let's move this up, this one, and my command will be down here, so that is fine. Okay, let's see, subtract. I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing for the subtraction. So let's come right down here, and I'm going to move that up as well. Right, we have a comma here. Let's enter and paste, and change here to subtract. So those are what the find, what this value underscore function will be looking for, okay, on each of those buttons. So let's come right, we've done that of addition and subtraction, so I'm going to copy all of that. And the next one, okay, multiplication. Okay, let's move these up as well. Put a comma there, press enter, multiplication, the names that I have in here, the value that I have in there must be the same thing here. Okay, look at this, there's an I there, so I must add an I to my here. Right, that is taken care of. What about division? That will be division. And the spelling, okay, let's say divide. I think that's what I have up here. Right, divide. Okay, let's repeat the same thing for this dot. Right, so move this up, let's cut it up and paste it right here, put a comma on there, and just copy all of this. That will be for my dot. Paste that right here. That is for dots. So I will now speed up the rest of this, and oh, I think it's all done anyway. Okay, let's check. So only 6 of them will be calling lambda. Alright, that's good. Now PM. For all of these to work, including PM, pi, and so on, I'm going to have to create some other functions. So let's come right underneath here. Right here, I'm going to create another function, and this one is going to be for, let's go for a simple one. I'm just going to call that pi. So pi is going to be self.result. Okay, Self.result equals false. And what about current? So that's going to be self.current equals math.py. So that's the function for that. That's easy. So let's come back here and say self.display equals self.current. Right, that is the py taken care of. So I can call the py right away if I come in here and look for the component py. There we go, and right there I can just type in command equals py. Let's put there's a comma there already. So let's run the py. That should be easy. Alright, let's see. Let's get this indented properly. Okay, let's see. I think that might be all. Let's run it again. Py is not defined. Okay. We are supposed to call it with add. Alright, let's come right down. Add value. Where is the py? Right there. Add value dot py. Yeah. Because it's inside the calc. Right. Let's see. Come to scientific and click on py. You see that? So that is fine. That is working as expected. Now the other one, we might as well just take care of the second py, then we may have to speed that up. Okay, py2, I'm going to copy that. It's called top. So let's change that to top. There's a function there that you guys can see, mathematics function for top itself. So that is equals as follows: false, and mass will become mass dot. So just to prove to you that it's there, look at it, it's right there. Double click on it, that's the function there. So that is taken care of. Now I need to call that inside in my button here. So I'm going to copy this first. And let's look for that. There we go. Just paste that in there and just change it to that. Okay, so it's like multiplying the pie by 2's. So let's see. Come right in there. Multiply the pie by 2, and that's it. 6 point whatever. Right, that's how that works. And we also have function e. So if I copy this, e is another constant. That's e alone. So it's going to be dot. Let's see, e. There we go. It's right there. Okay, guys. So that is how we're going to take care of those functions. Let's look for e right here. There we go. That's e. I can copy the ones that I've taken care of and paste that for e. I'm now going to speed up the whole function declaration, and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Okay guys, I've finished up with the function declarations. Let me show it to you. Okay, that's the first one that we use to call the numbers, and here this is for equals. I'm going to use this for equals. I might as well copy that and let's take care of that now. So that is the function declaration for equals which we did earlier. Okay, let's come right down to equals, button equals, there somewhere. Yeah, there we go. So in the case of equals, that is the button right there. So all you need to do is come right in here. I'll say comma and enter command equals add underscore value dot there. That's the sum for equals. So if I run the program now, I should be able to sum up whatever in there, because it seems I've been concentrating on the scientific one. Alright, the equals is now working. So as for the scientific part of it, these are not working, so I need to take care of all of that, and this is not working as well. Okay, let's see, logarithm is working. Alright, E must be working, that's fine. Okay, all of those are now working. Alright, so let's take care of 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's scroll up to the functions. These are the functions for clear. Okay, this is for clear and this is for clear all. So I'm going to call both of them now. So this is clear all. Let's just copy this and scroll down to the button where we have clear and clear all to be here. Okay, let's clear this first. Let's command equals add, should be one, add underscore value dot clear. That is just for clear. Get rid of all. So the next one is going to be clear all. Should have that here somewhere. Oh, look at it, it's right below it. So I'm just gonna copy that and change that. Copy it, paste it right there. Getting a little bit tired. Right. Okay, let's try out the clear button. That's for clear and that's clear all. So we run the program and just see. Enter whatever in there. There we go, and that is fine. Okay, explanation of working it right. Okay then, so the next one is to take care of the square. So let's look for the function for square, which is, and that's going to be here. So if I copy all of these first, just paste that in there and look for the function. Scroll right up and right there, that's the function for my square. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy the name and paste that in there right there. Okay, this is the command I call the square. So let's try out the square to make sure it works. Alright then, let's say 9 and that should be 3. That is correct. Let's say 64 should give us 8. That is correct. So that square routine is working. Alright, let's just be sure that all of the standard button components are working. 5.6, let's say, okay, that's fine. Multiply by that. Okay, that is fine. And let's clear it. Let's see, 3 plus minus is not working, so we need to get that sorted now. So all these other ones are working apart from plus minus. Okay, right up here, this is the function for the plus minus. Have a good look at it, this very one. Okay, I'm gonna copy that, and right below it are other functions for square, cosine, cosine h, tangent, and so on. So we'll come to those ones shortly. Okay, let's come in here, plus and minus, and there we go, right there, comma, paste, and just copy the other functions. Copy that and paste that in there, and get rid of the lambs there. Alright, the plus minus is sorted now, so let's run it and see. That's a 5 minus multiply by 9. Okay, you now owe 45 pounds. Alright, and that's fine. Okay, I think all of this standard calculator is now working. So let's go to the scientific part of it. That is fine, clear, fine, clear. Okay, that is fine. Logarithm is working. That is working. Log 10 is working. Cosine, tangent, sine, cos h. Alright, that's working as well. Mode 9 equals. Okay, that's working. E is working. Degree works. And there, guys. Alright, so let me just show you guys all of the functions. That's what you have not seen properly. The function for numbers, function for equals, function for display, and these are the functions for the arithmetic operators. Okay, add, subtract, multiply, division, mode, and the operators. We have the operators there. Clear, clear all. Functions for p and n, plus or minus, for square, cos, cos h, and we have tangent, tangent h, sine, sine h, for log, exponential, pi, pi times 2, this is pi times 2, they are all constant. E, cosine h, sine is sine h. I don't know what this EM stands for, but you will find more information about it online. Okay, I gamma or L gamma, something like that. Degrees, log, log 10, log 1p. Those are all the functions that I use for my scientific part of the calculator. So guys, with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. So I suppose you guys enjoyed. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.